Hi, I'm Gemma, and this is a chat with Gemma. I am not going to fight with my light any longer, but apologies for the fact that the lighting's, as you might know, I've got a new light, and it is better than the one before, but sometimes I just. Problem is, I don't necessarily remember what I did last time that might have worked well. And yes, I know I've got a big shadow around here, and if I get back here, I don't know that it's any better. And lights can do funny things with the shape of my eyes and my glasses. So, anyway, I have to say a cheerio to somebody who watches my videos, and his name is Harvey. So, hello, Harvey. So, now, Harvey, you are globally famous. The whole world knows about you. Well, a handful of people now know about you. So it was lovely to meet you yesterday. And how did I meet Harvey? Well, a very sad thing happened in my family. Somebody much too young to die died, and we don't know why. So this person was sitting at a computer and was just found dead at a very young age. And after a week and a half of having the body and doing whatever they do, there's been no answer. So if you're a praying person, it would be lovely if you could pray for an answer to come to the parents, because it's not the worst thing, but it's just an added thing. And it's also quite scary for anybody of a similar age to think that they can just be there one moment, perfectly healthy, and then in a flash be gone. And sometimes they find that there's some sort of heart condition or whatever, and okay, people can think, all right, that's what the reason was, and maybe it kind of helps the brain to process a little bit more. I'm not saying it doesn't bring the person back, but it doesn't solve everything, but it might just give people a little bit more kind of an understanding of things. It's because it is unfathomable that this can happen, and quite scary to parents of children the same age. This person was an adult, but of that, a young adult. So people of that age, it's quite scary, and I think it's kind of upset quite a few people. And so it would be nice to have some sort of explanation. Also, obviously, we're all very preoccupied with this topic, and so I've been Googling and things, and I found that this is not unusual. And I've actually, in my work life and things, come across people who have known somebody who was like, in a couple of cases, I think there were girls who are 14 and just had an aneurysm or a heart attack or something on the the netball court or something like that. And because it's so rare, it doesn't really come up on the doctor's radar. And obviously there's so many things that they have to research these days. But there are some mothers that are pushing for perhaps there could be some sort of non-upsetting scans or something that young people, say, 12, 13 or something, could go through, and then at least parents could know that that's there, and not to live in fear, but not to be surprised if something happens, but also to perhaps be able to, with a doctor or some sort of specialist's guidance, put that child on the right track in their sports and physical activities, so that they don't do something that's going to kill them, but strengthen the heart and do the best for the heart that they can. So something like that would be really lovely because it could save lives. The other thing, if you could pray for, is that if they can find what happened to my relative and why this just happened completely out of the blue, it might be a sort of an aha moment for the medical fraternity where they kind of think, oh, and then have something that they can then use to increase their knowledge that might save one more life or even, God willing, several lives. So it would be lovely if you could pray for that as well. And if you've been through something like that, I'm just so sorry. There aren't words that you can say, but I just acknowledge your great suffering, because that is real suffering. Anyway, so at the memorial service, because there's no body yet, so it wasn't a funeral exactly. It was a memorial service because it's been so long and they wanted to get that over. It was just it was very lovely, and everybody was so loving, and a couple of different families came together and sort of, came together with each other and then sort of blended with each other as well, which was lovely, and lots of conversations and hugging and kissing. And the other thing that is what I want to dwell on here is the idea that we need to keep in contact with each other. Because this particular relative I did not see very often. And some of my relatives, I barely see them. So oftentimes you can see, say, cousins, nieces and nephews and people like that, second cousins and all of that, when they're babies. You see them more at that age. But then as people get to kind of the teens, you know what happens, and the 20s and on it goes, and then living their own lives and into their 40s, oftentimes there's no contact between relatives that are actually close relatives. And I always kind of, loudly complain about that and have my say, and I just don't like it. And I noticed that people were kind of hinting towards each other, we need to keep in contact. We need to just see each other. And so that's what I want to just emphasise here, that if you're going to listen to me, that people listening to me would maybe just take that moment to go on Facebook Messenger, or not that I want to advertise a medium, but whatever your thing is, and say, how are you going? Or was thinking about you. Hello. Simple as could be. And it doesn't have to be that we have a whole lot of accomplishments and things to say. To just, particularly if you're a young person, to just say hello to somebody like me who maybe loved you when you were a baby and loves you just as much now and cares very deeply what would happen to you, to just, I don't know, something old-fashioned like call in, use that phone on the wall, just to say, hello, thinking of you, hope you're well, is everything all right with you? Oh, good. Well, I'm off to the gym. Bye. It doesn't have to be long. You don't have to be stuck there. And sometimes we can just, if we're out and about, you don't have to be like the Hollywood types that I think sometimes they can be very genuine, but kind of put on a bit of a show like, oh, darling, and, take your hands and look in your eyes intently, because when you're an actor or an actress, everything's very emotional, and just go over the top. And that's a very intense way to live, and you are going to burn out if you do that, I can assure you. But we do sort of take each other. I mean, I even did that yesterday. You know, my brother's there and somebody else is there and whatever. And we don't even say, I don't even necessarily say their name. I might say hello, but we kind of take we take people for granted and kind of. I think that's nice. Don't get me wrong, because you're comfortable with that person to stand right next to them, and there's a belonging there. There's a, you know, you're in my tribe, I'm in your tribe. We don't even have to speak. So I think there's something lovely in that, and that very relaxed relationship with each other, and that doesn't make you burn out, and it's not emotional at all. But maybe we could just upgrade this a little bit to thinking about those people that we don't see, that we used to see quite a bit, people that are actually closely related to us, and just make some sort of contact. See them in a shopping centre and wink at them or something, and wave at them, and just give them that look where, hi, yeah, they get that message that you love them and you care very much, if you know how they are, and would be terribly upset if anything bad happened to them. So sometimes we just need to give each other that it's a little maintenance of our love, a little reminder. Remember, I love you, I care about you, I think about you, I'm hoping that things are well with you. Perhaps we could all just remember to do that. All right, God bless you. Hope you're not lonely, and I hope you're well, and I hope things are going well in your life. All right, God bless and bye for now.